It's time to revisit the age of valor, art, and empire. Dive into these MCQs and see if you can conquer the past like the rulers once did. Hello everyone, welcome to Career Capsule. We have set up around 80 questions in this part. Let's check each questions with a detailed analysis as well. The first question for today, the term Ikta in the Delhi Sultanate referred to. The correct answer is land grant. The term Ikta referred to a land grant which was given to military officers or the nobles in the Delhi Sultanate. The Iqtidars was responsible for collecting revenue and maintaining law and order in his area in return for military services. It was both an administrative and economic institution which was borrowed from Persian governance. Next question. Who among the following founded the city of Fatehpur Sikri? The correct answer is Akbar. So, Emperor Akbar founded this Fatehpur Sikri in the 16th century as his imperial capital. It was built in honor of Sufi saint Sheikh Salim Chishti. The city is known for its unique blend of Hindu and Islamic architecture. Although later abandoned due to the water scarcity, it remains a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The next question. Which Rajput dynasty ruled over Mewar and offered fierce resistance to the Delhi Sultanate and the Mughals? The correct answer is Sisodias. The Sisodia dynasty of Mewar, which was famous for its valor and unyielding resistance against the foreign invaders. Notable rulers like Rana Kumbha and Maharana Pratap, they fought fiercely and also opposed the Delhi Sultanate and later Mughals as well, in particularly Akbar. Their stronghold, Chittorgarh, became a symbol of Rajput pride and sacrifice. The next question. Who among the following established the city of Hyderabad in 1591? The correct answer is Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah, the fifth ruler of Qutub Shahi dynasty, founded Hyderabad in 1591 to relieve the congestion in the Golconda Fort area. He named the city Vijayanagara after his beloved Bhagamati. Later, it renamed Hyderabad. The city became a major cultural and trading center in the Deccan. The next question. Which Chola king built the famous Brihadiswar temple at Tanjavur? The correct answer is Rajaraja Chola I. So, Rajaraja Chola I built this Brihadiswar temple at Tanjavur, which was a masterpiece of Dravidian architecture. This temple, also known as the Peruvadayar Kovil, it reflects the Chola Empire's power, wealth and devotion to Lord Shiva. The temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, was completed in just 5 years. The next question. The term Bandagan during the Delhi Sultanate referred to? The correct answer is slave officers. This Bandagan word means slave officers. They were held high administrative and military positions under the Delhi Sultanate, especially under the rulers like Iltutmish. These slaves were trained in warfare, governance and administrations. Ironically, many rose to the power and sometimes even rebelled against the Sultan. The most famous among them was Malik Kafur. The next question. The Lodi dynasty was defeated in 1526 at the Battle of Panipat by? The correct answer is Babur. The first Battle of Panipat, which was happened in 1526, marked the end of the Lodi dynasty and the beginning of Mughal rule in India. Babur, who invaded from Kabul, defeated Ibrahim Lodi using superior tactics and artillery. This victory led to the foundation of the Mughal Empire in North India. Who introduced the concept of Din-e-Ilahi? The correct answer is Akbar. Emperor Akbar launched Din-e-Ilahi, or the religion of God, in 1582 as a spiritual synthesis of various religions, traditions including Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Jainism, etc. It aimed to promote religious tolerance and unity but failed to gain many followers, and it faded away after Akbar's death. The next question. The famous inscription describing the achievements of Pulakesin II is found at? The correct answer is Ayuhole. The Ayuhole inscription, composed by the court poet Ravi Kirti, the details of the victories and achievements of Pulakesin II were inscribed in this inscription. It mentions his successful resistance against Harshavardhana and his conquests in the Deccan. Ayuhole, often called the cradle of Indian architecture, which is rich in historical monuments and inscriptions. The next question. Amir Khusrau, the celebrated Persian poet and musician, was associated with which Sufi saint? The correct answer is Nizamuddin Auliya. So Amir Khusrau was a devoted disciple of Hazrat Nizamuddin Auliya, a prominent Chishti Sufi saint in Delhi. He composed in Persian and Hindavi and is credited with enriching Indian music and literature as well. Khusrau is often called as the parrot of India and is revered for pioneering Qawwali music. The next question. Who built the city of Jaunpur and promoted education and Islamic architecture there? The correct answer is Feroz Shah Tughlaq. Feroz Shah Tughlaq, the Delhi Sultan, founded Jaunpur in memory of his cousin Muhammad bin Tughlaq, whose original name was Jauna Khan. The city became a center of Islamic learning and architecture, especially during the rule of Sharki dynasty, which continued his legacy of building mosques, madrasas and palaces. The next question. The Battle of Haldighati, 1576, was fought between Akbar and answer is Maharana Pratap. The Battle of Haldighati was fought in 1576 between Maharana Pratap of Mewar and the Mughal army led by Man Singh I under the Emperor Akbar. Though the Mughals claimed victory, Maharana Pratap's resistance became a symbol of Rajput pride and freedom. His loyal horse Chetak is also remembered for his bravery in this battle. The next question. Who was the founder of the Bahmani kingdom? The correct answer is Alauddin Bahman Shah. The Bahmani kingdom was founded in 1347 AD by Alauddin Bahman Shah, which was also known as Hassan Gangu, a former commander under the Delhi Sultanate. It was the first independent Muslim kingdom in the Deccan and it emerged as a significant power. Its capital was initially Gulbarga and later shifted to Bidar. Which Sultan of Delhi introduced the practice of Sizda, which means prostration, and Paibos, which means kissing the feet? The correct answer is Balban. So Ghiyazuddin Balban, a powerful ruler of slave dynasty, introduced the courtly practices of Sizda and Paibos to emphasize the divine authority of the Sultan. These Persian rituals showed absolute submission to the king and helped elevate the status of the monarch to a near divine figure, discouraging rebellion. The next question. The famous historian Al-Biruni came to India during the reign of. The correct answer is Muhammad of Ghazni. So Al-Biruni, a Persian scholar and polymath, accompanied Muhammad of Ghazni during his invasions of India in 11th century. He studied Indian society, religion and science extensively and compiling his observations in the book Kitab-ul-Hind, which remains one of the most valuable sources on early medieval India. The next question. Which battle led to the end of Maratha dream of pan-India supremacy? The correct answer is Third Battle of Panipat. The Third Battle of Panipat, which was happened in 1761, was fought between the Marathas and Ahmad Shah Abdali. Despite their large army, the Marathas suffered a crushing defeat, which shattered their ambition to dominate the Indian subcontinent. The battle marked a turning point, creating a power vacuum later exploited by the British. The next question. The Mansabdari system was introduced by. Correct answer is Akbar. The Mansabdari system was a military administrative system which was introduced by Akbar to organize the nobility and the army. Officers called Mansabdars, they were assigned ranks, mansabs, that determined their status, salary and the number of cavalrymen they had to maintain. It ensured central control over provincial power holders. The next question. The city of Fatehpur Sikri was built by Akbar to commemorate the victory at. Answer is Gujarat. After the successful conquest of Gujarat in 1573, Akbar commissioned the building of Fatehpur Sikri near Agra. The city became the capital of the Mughal Empire for over a decade and a symbol of imperial power. It included monuments like Buland Darwaza and Jama Masjid. Later, the city was abandoned due to water scarcity. The next question. The Vijayanagara Empire's greatest military victory against the Deccan Sultanates was at the Battle of. The correct answer is Raichur. The Battle of Raichur, which was happened in 1520, was a major victory for Krishnadevaraya of Vijayanagara Empire against the Bijapur Sultanate. His victory reinforced the empire's dominance in the Deccan. However, the latter Battle of Talikota, which was happened in 1565, led to its decline. The Raichur Doab was a key strategic and fertile area. The next question. Which Bhakti saint propagated the concept of Nirguna Bhakti and composed verses in Hindi? The correct answer is Kabir. So Kabir was a 15th century mystic poet and saint who preached Nirguna Bhakti, which emphasized devotion to a formless God beyond rituals, castes, and organized religion. He composed dohas, means couplets, in Hindi and continue to resonate. Kabir's teaching had a deep impact on both Hindus and Muslims. The next question. Who was the Mughal emperor during the invasion of Nadir Shah in 1739? The correct answer is Muhammad Shah. So, Nadir Shah, the Persian ruler, invaded India in 1739 and defeated the Mughal forces at the Battle of Karnal during the reign of Muhammad Shah. He plundered Delhi, massacred thousands, and took the Peacock throne and the Kohinoor diamond with him, signaling the decline of Mughal Empire. The next question. The concept of Sulhi-Kul, which means universal tolerance, is best associated with which Mughal emperor? The correct answer is Akbar. So Akbar implemented Sulhi-Kul, meaning the peace with all, as a policy of religious tolerance. He abolished discriminatory taxes like jizya on non-Muslims, included people of different faiths in his court, and promoted interfaith dialogue at the Ibadat Khana. This principle became a hallmark of Akbar's secular governance. The next question. Who among the following built the famous Gol Gumbaz at Bijapur? The correct answer is Muhammad Adil Shah. So, the Gol Gumbaz, located in Bijapur, Karnataka, was built by Muhammad Adil Shah of the Adil Shahi dynasty in the 17th century. It is renowned for its massive dome, the second largest in the world without supporting pillars, and its whispering gallery. The structure exemplifies the Deccan Indo-Islamic architectural style. The next question. Which Rajput clan ruled over Mewar and resisted the Mughals under Maharana Pratap? So the correct answer is Sisodias. The Sisodian clan ruled Mewar, with Maharana Pratap being one of the most famous rulers. He fiercely resisted Akbar's expansion and refused to submit. The Battle of Haldighati of 1576 is an emblematic of this resistance. Though he did not win the battle, but his defiance made him a symbol of Rajput valor and independence. The next question. The Nayaka system was a military administrative feature of which kingdom? The correct answer is Vijayanagara Empire. The Nayaka system was introduced by the Vijayanagara rulers as a decentralized form of military feudalism. Lands were granted to Nayakas, who were chiefs. They maintained troops and collected revenue. They had to serve the king military when required. It helped expand and control the vast empire, but eventually led to fragmentation. The next question. Amir Khusrau, the famous poet and musician, was associated with which sultan? The correct answer is Alauddin Khilji. Amir Khusrau, a prolific Persian and Hindavi poet, was closely associated with the court of Alauddin Khilji. He was also known as the Parrot of India. He contributed immensely to music, poetry, and literature. He is credited with introducing new ragas and developing early forms of Hindustani music. His works are also historical sources. The next question. Which European power built Fort St. George in Madras, Chennai? The correct answer is British. So, Fort St. George, established in 1639, was the first British fort in India. This was built by British East India Company on the Coromandel coast. It marked the beginning of the British colonial presence in South India. The fort served as a trading post and military stronghold, and Madras grew around it. The next question. The Battle of Khanwa of 1527 was fought between. The correct answer is Babur and Ranasanga. So the Battle of Khanwa was fought between Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire, and the Ranasanga of Mewar. Babur's victory secured Mughals' dominance in North India. This battle was significant as Babur used gunpowder artillery, giving him a decisive edge, and it ended Rajput hopes of united front against him. The next question. The Jabt system of land revenue was introduced by. The correct answer is Akbar. The Jabt system, part of Akbar's revenue reforms, was introduced by Raja Todar Mal. He was Akbar's finance minister. Land was measured and revenue was fixed based on average produce and prices over 10 years. It ensured a regular income to the state and protected peasants from the arbitrary demands. It became the basis of Mughal revenue administration. The next question. The book Ain-i-Akbari was written by. The correct answer is Abul Fazl. So Abul Fazl, one of the Akbar's Navaratnas, wrote this book Ain-i-Akbari, which is part of the larger work Akbarnama. It documents the administration, culture, economy, and society of Akbar's reign. The text is a valuable historical source, offering deep insights into the imperial institutions and policies of the Mughal era. The next question. The peacock throne was built during the reign of. The correct answer is Shah Jahan. So the peacock throne, a symbol of Mughal opulence and grandeur, was commissioned by Shah Jahan in the early 17th century. It was adorned with gold, emeralds, rubies, and the Kohinoor diamond. It was taken by Nadir Shah during his invasions in 1739. The throne reflected the zenith of Mughal architecture and wealth. The next question. Shivaji's administration was assisted by a council of ministers called. Answer is Ashtapradhan. So Shivaji Maharaj established a council of 8 ministers known as the Ashtapradhan, each responsible for key departments like finance, foreign affairs, army, justice, etc. This body ensured efficient governance and reduced dependence on feudal chiefs. It laid the foundation for a centralized Maratha administration, which his successors later expanded. The next question. Who was the founder of the Bahmani Sultanate? The correct answer is Alauddin Bahman Shah. So, Bahmani Sultanate was founded in 1347 by Alauddin Bahman Shah. He was originally known as Hassan Gangu. He was a military officer under Delhi Sultanate. The next question. The famous Jain scholar Hemachandra was patronized by which ruler? The correct answer is Kumarapala. So, Hemachandra, an eminent Jain scholar and polymath, was greatly patronized by Kumarapala, a ruler of the Chalukya, Solanki dynasty of Gujarat. Under Kumarapala, Jainism received royal support, and Hemachandra's works in grammar, philosophy, and lexicography flourished. His influence contributed to the spread of Jain ethics and literature during the 12th century. The next question. The Cholas excelled in which of the following administrative practices? The correct answer is village self-governance. The Chola administration is particularly noted for its well-organized system of local self-governance. Villages were governed by sabhas, which means assemblies, and means communes. These were autonomous bodies managing the local affairs. The Uttara Merur inscriptions detail the electoral process for choosing committee members, showcasing an advanced and democratic model for local governance in medieval India. Next question. Which Mughal emperor transferred the capital from Agra to Delhi and built Shahjahanabad? The correct answer is Shah Jahan. In 1639, Shah Jahan shifted the Mughal capital from Agra to Delhi, where he founded Shahjahanabad, now part of Old Delhi. He constructed many architectural marvels, including the Red Fort and Jama Masjid. Shahjahanabad became a significant political and cultural center during his reign, reflecting the grandeur of the Mughal Empire. The next question. The term Ikta during the Delhi Sultanate referred to land assignments to the military officer. The Ikta system was a form of land revenue administration where military officers and nobles were granted revenue rights over land instead of the direct salaries. The next question. Who among the following was the last ruler of Lodi dynasty? The correct answer is Ibrahim Lodi. Ibrahim Lodi was the last ruler of the Lodi dynasty, which was the final dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate. His reign ended up with the First Battle of Panipat in 1526, where he was defeated and killed by Babur, marking the beginning of the Mughal Empire by Babur. The next question. The famous Hajara Rama temple was built in which empire? The correct answer is Vijayanagara. The Hajara Rama temple, located in Hampi, was built during the reign of Devaraya I of Vijayanagara Empire. It is renowned for its bas reliefs depicting scenes from the Ramayana and the courtly processions. This temple served as a private shrine of the royal family, reflecting their devotion and the artistic sensibility. The next question. The Battle of Talikota in 1565 led to the downfall of which empire? The correct answer is Vijayanagara Empire. The Battle of Talikota was fought in 1565 between the Vijayanagara Empire and the Confederacy of Deccan Sultanates, that includes Bijapur, Golconda, Ahmednagar and Bidar. The defeat and death of Alaya Ramaraya led to the collapse of Vijayanagara's dominance and the sack of Hampi. Though the empire lingered, its power rapidly declined. The next question. Who compiled the Fatwa-i Alamgiri during Aurangzeb's reign? The correct answer is a group of Islamic scholars. The Fatwa-i Alamgiri was a compilation of Hanafi law ordered by Aurangzeb to serve as an authoritative guide for Islamic jurisprudence. It was compiled by a group of scholars under his patronage, consolidating legal opinions into a single work. It reflects Aurangzeb's emphasis on Orthodox Islam and legal governance. The next question. The first European power to reach India by sea was? Answer is Portuguese. The Portuguese, led by Vasco da Gama, were the first Europeans to reach India by sea in 1498. They landed at Calicut. Their maritime route around the Cape of Good Hope opened new avenues of trade and colonization. They established early trading posts and forts at Goa, Daman and Diu, initiating European imperialism in India. The next question. Who among the following rulers issued the coin known as Zital? The correct answer is Iltutmish. Iltutmish, the third ruler of the Delhi Sultanate and key architect of the Sultanate's consolidation, introduced the silver tanka and the copper zital, laying the foundation of the Sultanate's coinage system. His reforms standardized currency, facilitating trade and administration. The jital coin was widely used for smaller transactions. The next question. The Sayyidi dynasty was founded after the decline of which dynasty? The correct answer is Tughlaq. After the fall of Tughlaq dynasty, Khizr Khan established this Sayyid dynasty in 1414. He was appointed governor of Delhi by Taimur, and after Taimur's withdrawal, he seized power. The Sayyids ruled a diminished Delhi Sultanate and are known for their struggle to maintain authority amid rising regional powers. The next question. Which of the following rulers adopted the title Parameshwara? The correct answer is Rajendra Chola. The Rajendra Chola I, son of the Rajaraja Chola I, adopted the exalted title of Parameshwara, means Supreme Lord. This highlights his imperial authority. He led successful campaigns to the north up to Ganga and overseas expeditions to Southeast Asia. His reign marked the Chola Empire's zenith in military and naval power. The next question. Which Sufi saint's Dargah is located at Ajmer? The correct answer is Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti. The Dargah of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti, one of India's most revered Sufi saints, is located in Ajmer, Rajasthan. He was the founder of the Chishti Sufi order in India. His shrine attracts devotees across religions, symbolizing the inclusive and spiritual appeal of Sufi mysticism during the medieval period. The next question. Which battle led to the foundation of Mughal rule in India? The correct answer is First Battle of Panipat. The First Battle of Panipat, which was happened in 1526, this was fought between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi, resulting in Lodi's death and foundation of Mughal Empire in India. Babur used field artillery and tactical formations, marked a new era in Indian warfare. This victory began a 300-year-long Mughal presence in India. The next question. Which Vijayanagara ruler authored Amukta Malyada in Telugu? The correct answer is Krishnadevaraya. Krishnadevaraya, one of the greatest rulers of Vijayanagara Empire, was also a scholar and poet. He authored the Telugu classic Amukta Malyada, which narrates the story of Andal, a devotee of Lord Vishnu. The work is renowned for its poetic brilliance and devotional depth, reflecting the ruler's cultural contributions. The next question. The Ibadat Khana was established by Akbar at which place? The correct answer is Fatehpur Sikri. The Ibadat Khana, which means house of worship, was established by Akbar at Fatehpur Sikri in 1575. It was a platform for interfaith dialogue where scholars from various religions like Hindus, Muslims, Christianities, Jains, Zoroastrians, etc. It is used to discuss the theological matters. This reflected Akbar's policy of Sulhikul, which means universal tolerance, and interests in philosophical exploration. The next question. Who was the founder of the Maratha Confederacy? The correct answer is Balaji Vishwanath. While Shivaji founded the Maratha kingdom, it was Balaji Vishwanath, the first Peshwa, who led the foundation of Maratha Confederacy. He decentralized power and allied with various Maratha chieftains, forming a loose confederation under the Peshwas. This system expanded Maratha influence across India after Aurangzeb's death. The next question. Which Maratha ruler is associated with construction of the Peacock Throne? The correct answer is Shah Jahan. The Peacock Throne, an opulent jewel-encrusted seat of royalty, was commissioned by Shah Jahan. It symbolized the grandeur of the Mughal court and took nearly 7 years to complete. The throne was looted by Nadir Shah of Persia in 1739 during his invasions of Delhi, marking a blow to the Mughal prestige. The next question, the Arab traveler Al-Masaudi visited India during whose reign? The correct answer is Mahipala I. The Arab traveler Al-Masudi visited India during the reign of Mahipala I of Pala dynasty in the 10th century. Al-Masudi's accounts provide valuable insights into the political and cultural conditions of India, highlighting Bengal's prosperity and the influence of Buddhism and Hinduism under Pala ruler. Next question. Who was the founder of the Gahadadala dynasty in North India? The correct answer is Chandradeva. So Chandradeva founded the Gahadawala dynasty in 11th century with Kannauj and Varanasi as his center of power. He played a significant role in resisting Muslim invasions and reviving Hindu traditions in the Gangetic plains. This dynasty reached its peak under his successors, particularly Govinda Chandra, but declined after Jayachandra's defeat by Muhammad Ghori. The next question, which Sultan of Delhi introduced the concept of blood and iron in governance? So the correct answer is Balban. Ghiyasuddin Balban emphasized the use of force and strict law enforcements, a policy he described as blood and iron, to maintain control over nobles and suppress the rebellions. He introduced Sizda and Paibos, Persian court rituals symbolizing royal authority, and emphasized divine kingship to assert his supremacy. The next question, the Battle of Talikota, which was happened in 1565, led to the fall of which empire? The correct answer is Vijayanagara Empire. So the Battle of Talikota was fought in 1565 between the Vijayanagara Empire and an alliance of Deccan Sultanates, which are Bijapur, Golconda, Ahmednagar and Bidar. The Vijayanagara forces led by Alaya Ramaraya were decisively defeated. This battle led to the destruction of Hampi and the eventual decline of Vijayanagara as a major power. Next question, who wrote the historical chronicle Tarikh-e Firoz Shahi? The correct answer is Ziauddin Barani. So Ziauddin Barani, a 14th century historian, he has authored this book Tarikh-e Firoz Shahi, a valuable source on the Delhi Sultanate, especially the reigns of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq and Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He combined historical narratives with political theory and emphasized the role of Islamic law in governance. His work is crucial for the understanding of Sultanate era politics and society. The next question, which Mughal emperor banned the use of tobacco? The correct answer is Aurangzeb. So Aurangzeb, known for his orthodox Islamic policies, banned the cultivation and consumption of tobacco, considering it harmful and against Islamic principles. While the ban had limited practical impact, it actually reflected his broader agenda of moral reform and religious orthodoxy. Tobacco use introduced by the Portuguese was growing popular during Mughal times. The next question, Malik Kafur was a general under which Delhi Sultan? The correct answer is Alauddin Khilji. So Malik Kafur, a slave turned general under Alauddin Khilji, played a crucial role in the southward expansion of the Delhi Sultanate. He led successful campaigns into Deccan kingdoms, plundering Madurai, Warangal and Dwarasamudra. His expeditions marked the first large-scale Sultanate influence in peninsular India, paving the way for the future conquests. The next question. The Portuguese introduced which of the following crops to India? The correct answer is chili. The Portuguese, who arrived in India in the late 15th century, introduced several new world crops including chili, potato, tomato and tobacco. Chili, now integral to Indian cuisine, was originally native to the Americas. The Portuguese significantly influenced India's agriculture, cuisine and maritime trade networks. The next question. The famous Hazara Rama temple was built during the reign of. The correct answer is Krishna Deva Raya. The Hazara Rama temple at Hampi was constructed during the reign of Krishna Deva Raya of Vijayanagara Empire. It was dedicated to Lord Rama and served as a private temple for the royal family. This temple is renowned for its bas-relief depicting scenes from Ramayana, showcasing Vijayanagara's architectural and artistic excellence. The next question. Who among the following Bhakti saints propagated the philosophy of Visishta Dvaita? The correct answer is Ramanuja. So Ramanuja, during 11th to 12th century, he was a philosopher and a theologian, promoted this Vishwadvaita, means qualified non-dualism, school of Vedanta. So he believed that the individual soul is distinct but inseparably connected to the Supreme Being, Vishnu. His teachings influenced the Sri Vaishnava tradition and emphasized devotion over ritualistic practices. The next question. The Mughal emperor who shifted the capital from Delhi to Daulatabad was. Actually, in the options there is no answer, but in fact the answer is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So it was Muhammad bin Tughlaq, a Delhi Sultan, not a Mughal emperor, who infamously shifted the capital from Delhi to Daulatabad in 14th century. This move was logistically disastrous, leading to immense hardship and contributing to administrative failure. It was part of his broader but impractical experiments in governance. The next question. The Qutub Minar was built to commemorate the victory of which ruler? The correct answer is Qutubuddin Aibak. So the Qutub Minar, located in Delhi, was initiated by Qutubuddin Aibak, the founder of the Delhi Sultanate, in the early 13th century. It was built to commemorate the Muslim victory over Rajputs and the establishment of Islamic rule in northern India. Although Aibak began the construction, it was completed by his successor Iltutmish. The Minar also reflects Indo-Islamic architectural fusion. The next question. Who among the following rulers built the city of Fatehpur Sikri? The correct answer is Akbar. So Emperor Akbar built the magnificent city of Fatehpur Sikri near Agra in 16th century to honor the Sufi saint Sheikh Salim Chishti, whose blessings were believed to have led to the birth of Akbar's heir Salim. Later he was known as Jahangir. The next question. The famous Sufi saint Nizamuddin Auliya belonged to which Sufi order? The correct answer is Chishti. So Nizamuddin Auliya, one of the most revered Sufi saints in India, belonged to the Chishti order. This order emphasized love, tolerance and the renunciation of worldly pleasures. Nizamuddin lived during the Delhi Sultanate era and attracted devotees from all classes. His dargah in Delhi remains a popular pilgrimage site, reflecting the enduring influence of the Chishti tradition. The next question. The Ashtapradhan Council was associated with which ruler? The correct answer is Shivaji Maharaj. The Ashtapradhan was a council of 8 ministers appointed by Shivaji, the founder of the Maratha Empire. This council managed key aspects of administration, including finance, foreign affairs, and military matters. It reflected Shivaji's emphasis on organized governance and his break from the feudal traditions of the Deccan Sultanates. So, the next question: which of the following Sultanate rulers transferred his capital from Delhi to Agra? The correct answer is Sikandar Lodi. So, Sikandar Lodi, a ruler of Lodi dynasty, shifted the capital from Delhi to Agra in late 15th century. This move was strategic, allowing better control over the central and eastern regions of North India. Agra later became a prominent center during the Mughal period, especially under the Babur and Akbar. The next question: who was the first Portuguese viceroy in India? The correct answer is Francisco de Almeida. So, Francisco de Almeida was appointed as the first Portuguese viceroy in India in 1505. He implemented the Blue Water Policy, focusing on Portuguese naval supremacy in the Indian Ocean. His tenure laid the groundwork for Portuguese dominance along India's western coast, though he was later succeeded by Afonso de Albuquerque, who expanded territorial control. The next question: the term Iqta in Delhi Sultanate refers to? It is a land grant in exchange for military services. The next question: Amir Khusrau, a court poet of Delhi Sultanate, was associated with which ruler? Correct answer is Alauddin Khilji. Amir Khusrau, a legendary poet, musician, and historian, flourished under Alauddin Khilji's patronage. He is known as the Parrot of India and contributed immensely to Indo-Persian literature and music, including the development of Qawwali music and the Hindawi language as well. His works offer valuable insights into the culture of the Sultanate era. The next question: who among the following Maratha rulers introduced revenue reforms inspired by Akbar's system? The correct answer is Shivaji Maharaj. So, Shivaji Maharaj implemented revenue reforms inspired by Akbar's Todarmal system. He introduced the Chauth and Sardeshmukhi taxes and appointed officials like Deshmukhs and Deshpandes for effective collection. These reforms boosted the Maratha economy and ensured a sustainable source of income for military and administrative purposes. The next question: the tomb of Sher Shah Suri is located in? The correct answer is Sasaram. The tomb of Sher Shah Suri, the founder of the Sur's empire, is situated in Sasaram, which is in Bihar. This was built in the Indo-Afghan architectural style. It stands on a square plinth surrounded by a lake. Sher Shah is known for administrative reforms, including the Grand Trunk Road, which influenced later Mughals, a ruler like Akbar. The next question: which ruler was responsible for the construction of the Grand Trunk Road? The correct answer is Sher Shah Suri. So, Sher Shah Suri, the founder of the Sur Empire, is credited with the construction and extending the Grand Trunk Road, one of the oldest and longest major roads in South Asia. This road connected Sonagaon in Bengal to Peshawar in present-day Pakistan. This facilitates the trade, administration, and military movement. He installed sarais means rest houses, wells, and trees along the route. His visionary infrastructure greatly influenced by Mughal and British transportation systems later. Sher Shah's administrative reforms and public works were so efficient that even Akbar retained many of them after reclaiming the throne. The next question, the famous Kohinoor diamond was originally found in the mines of. The correct answer is Golconda. The Kohinoor diamond, one of the most renowned diamonds globally, was discovered in the Golconda mines of Deccan region, modern day Telangana. Golconda was known for its high quality diamonds during the reign of Qutub Shahi dynasty. The diamond passed through many hands from the Kakatiyas to Mughals, then the Persians, Afghans, Sikhs, and eventually the British. The next question, the term Jabt system during Akbar's reign referred to. The correct answer is revenue collection system. The Jabt system was part of Akbar's revenue reforms implemented under the supervision of Raja Todarmal, Akbar's finance minister. Under Jabt, land was measured and assured based on average produce and price over 10 years. The state fixed a share, usually 1/3, of the average produce as revenue. This standardized and rational system reduced corruption and brought stability and improved the empire's finances. Next question, which medieval ruler issued the currency known as rupiah? The correct answer is Sher Shah Suri. So Sher Shah Suri introduced the rupiah, a silver coin weighing 178 grains, around 11.5 grams, which became the prototype for the modern rupiah. Along with it, he issued standardized gold and copper coins. They were called as mohur and dam respectively. These reforms stabilized the monetary system, improved trade, and ensured uniformity across his empire. The rupiah continued under the Mughals and eventually the British. The next question, the Bahmani Sultanate was primarily located in. The correct answer is Deccan. The Bahmani Sultanate was established in the year 1347 in the Deccan region, with its capital at Gulbarga, and later it was moved to Bidar. It was founded by Alauddin Bahman Shah after breaking away from the Delhi Sultanate. The Bahman state became a prominent power in South India, often clashing with the Vijayanagara Empire. It played a key role in spreading Persian culture, Islamic architecture, and promoting Deccani literature. The Sultanate eventually fragmented into 5 Deccan Sultanates. One is Bijapur, second Golconda, third Ahmednagar, fourth Bidar, and fifth Berar. The next question, the famous Hajararama temple was built during the reign of which Vijayanagara Empire? The correct answer is Krishnadevaraya. So, the Hajararama temple located in Hampi was built during the reign of Krishnadevaraya of Vijayanagara Empire. The temple is renowned for its exquisite bas-reliefs depicting scenes from the Ramayana, making it a significant cultural and religious monument.